Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Pacheco, and this is our BSG project for Industry 42 Group C, the Crimson Legends. Today, I will be walking you through our original strategy, how we aligned our functions, what actually happened during the game, and how we ultimately bounced back. Let's start with our original strategy. From the very beginning, we set out to position our footwear brand as a premium player in the branded market. That meant we focused heavily on high styling and quality, aiming for top tier SQ ratings and a strong brand image. Our goal was to lead in the North America and Europe Africa markets, with a special emphasis on the internet as our main sales channel. Private label contracts were always part of the plan too, not as our main source of revenue, but as a way to bring in secondary income and make full use of production capacity. So, how did we plan to bring that strategy to life across the business? We made sure operations were focused on quality. We invested in worker productivity and total quality management systems to support that goal. From a marketing standpoint, we went all in with high regional and spending committed to CSR and initiatives to boost our image rating. Financially, our plan was to maintain a strong credit rating, be smart with our cash, avoid excessive debt. We designed our cross-functional alignment to support our premium brand image while keeping everything profitable and sustainable. Down below, you can see our credit rating graph throughout the years. We strive to keep our credit rating as high as possible. You can see years 12 through 15, our credit rating was at an A+, which was almost perfect. And then it started to go down to an A, but we still strive to keep that high image. We actually ended up doing. As with any business simulation, not everything went according to plan. Midway through the game, we faced a major setback, a complete production shutdown, like as you can see in the graphs below. We faced a major setback, a complete production shutdown that lasted a while. This drastically hurt our market presence and our financial performance. But starting in year 19, we made a strong and deliberate comeback. We restarted production in North America, re-entered the branded internet and wholesale markets, and revived our private label contracts. By year 20, we were back on our feet. Our SQ rating hit 8.5 stars, our image rating climbed back up to 70, and our EPs improved to $2. That was a huge turnaround from what we had the years before. While our numbers weren't as good as when we first started, we still strived to keep our credit rating high. To wrap up, let's take a quick look at our financial and strategic performance. Our journey can be down into three distinctive phases: growth, collapse, and recovery. Early on, we experienced stable growth, but from years 16 to 18, the production shutdown caused our EPs to fall as low as negative $1.46, and our revenues took a nosedive, as you can see in the graph. In year 19, we hit reset. We focused hard on high quality branded sales and private label recovery. By year 20, we had fully bounced back with EPs of $2, revenues reaching 432 million, and our stock price climbing up to $30. Our SQ rating went back up to 8.5 stars, and our image rating held steady at 70. In the end, it was strong execution in those final years that drove our recovery, both financially and strategically. Next, Joshua is going to tell you a little bit more about our project.
Hi, my name is Joshua Jackson. I'm a member of the Crimson Legends, and today I'm going to be speaking on the financial and strategic performance of our business model. Throughout this process, it can be described in three phases, as we obviously had our early growth in the beginning, then our full collapse and our strong recovery. This is very important to have a full collapse because this is a way for us to go through trials and errors, to learn from our mistakes, to better the future of our financial structure in our business. And without those full collapses, we won't be able to understand the market better and understand how to pivot and learn from our mistakes and learn the do's and don'ts. So we won't ever have to go through that again. And if we do, to learn how to engage and make more informed decisions to have a better outcome. But even with that full collapse, again, we had a very good, strong recovery. And this is a perfect segue into our numbers. So during our low point, our earnings per shares dropped to negative $1.46, and our revenues fell to just $22 million. But through the strategic execution that we did have, we ended with $432 million in revenue, and our earnings per shares increased to $2. And this increased our stock price to $30, and strategically, our SQ steadily increased as well, reaching a competitive 8.5 stars, and our image rating recovered as well, which is the most important aspect, is having a good image rating, proving the brand still held a strong value once operations resumed back to normal. And this is going to be our entry into the market dynamic and execution impact, and how the competitive dynamics and strategic implementation impacted our results. Competitive dynamics were intense. When we were offline, rivals quickly captured market shares in both branded and private label segments. Their focus on marketing, pricing, and product upgrades made re-entry more difficult throughout this whole process. However, our commitments to quality and brand rebuilding helped us regain profitability and trust in the later years. The competitive environment showed us how fast the market moves, and that poor implementation, even temporarily, can lead to long-term consequences. And with these consequences, you either stay down or you learn from it and get back up and make better adjustments to become more profitable in the future. And that's what we did as a company, and this will be a perfect entry into exploring the actions we've taken to move forward and what we learned about a winning strategy and effective management in the next slide.
My name is Noah Brown. I'm going to go over a couple things to close out this presentation. We're going to discuss our future strategies and some of the key lessons we've learned over the course of the semester. This would be like our action plan over the next 2 years. You've got several things on here: strategic expansion and margin growth. Increasing our market share in the North America and Europe, Africa markets is one thing we're definitely trying to do. We have a very high SQ rating there, and we've leaned heavily into those markets over the semester and really pushed our products there. So going forward, we want to definitely push more heavily into that region and boosting our digital marketing, optimizing more online sales, targeting more high margin contracts, and opening more cost-effective facilities. We want to make sure we're operating as efficiently as possible. Anything that would cause us to be inefficient, would decrease our profitability. So staying on top of that. And our last slide here is crafting a winning strategy. This slide kind of goes over the necessary steps for success in crafting our strategy. We want to make sure we have consistent execution, make sure we're consistently executing our strategy, making sure we're flexible with our strategy so when things change, we can make adjustments to that. We're very flexible. Also making sure, we have very strong cross-functional communication, making sure our employees know exactly what the strategy is, and this is communicated to them very effectively by the manager, so everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing, and it's very clear to them. Also making sure to never fall behind in the game. As we've seen over the course of this semester, it's very easy to fall behind, and it happens very quickly. So we just want to make sure to never reach that point, never fall behind, always keep innovating and adjusting the strategy so we can stay on top of the competition and keep performing well for our customers. This was our BSC presentation. Then these are some of the key takeaways from the semester. Thank you.